where do you think I'm supposed to start the numbering? From red to blue or from blue to red? Red to blue. So I would be numbering it like this. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the word root shall be hex. And it shall be ene. Ene for the double bond. And at what carbon is the ene coming? The ene is starting from the second carbon and ending at the third carbon. So it shall be hex 2 ene. It shall be hex 2 ene, isn't it? So that's the main chain that I have named here. 6 carbons, the word root I have decided as hex. Ene, I have decided. And hex 2 ene shall be the name. But now there are 2 chloro. So when the same group is repeated 2 times, you write it down as dichloro. Do you understand? So you write it down as dichloro. इसकी आवाज कम कर लो आगे. So you write it down as dichloro. Do you understand? And at what numbers? At third and fourth positions it is getting connected. So you will write it down as 2, 3 dichlorohextuene. So understand that whenever a single group is connected twice or thrice, so you say dichloro or trichloro or tetrachloro. Oh, sorry, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Dichloro. Right. Because one is getting connected at third and one is getting connected at fourth. Yes or no? So that's how the name would be. Similarly, if I have this particular part, if I have this, so for example, if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have this, and I have this, and I have, okay, this, and I have, okay, and I have this. And now let me complete the hydrogens. At this compound, I want you to name. How would you name this compound? Tell me. So first of all, I have how many carbons in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 carbons in it, isn't it? When I have 8 carbons in it, it would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I am numbering it either from left to right or the blue numbering is there. Now, the point is that how do I know which numbering am I supposed to choose? Because both the numberings I can do. But the numbering has to be in such a way that it gives the least number to my side chains. And also the enes. In this example, you see there are 2 double bonds. Right? So if I see the black numbering, what do I get to see? The double bond starts at 2 and ends at 3. The double bond starts at 2 and ends at 3. And this double bond starts at 5 and ends at 6 according to the black numbering, isn't it? So according to the black numbering, I will say the numbers of the double bond shall be 2 and 5. Because the starting numbers I always assign to the double bonds, isn't it? And according to the blue numbering, the double bonds numbering, I would say the double bonds start at 3, ends at 4. So the starting number shall be 3. And the double bond starts at 6 and ends at 7. So the starting number shall be 6. So 3 plus 6 shall be 9. And here 2 plus 5 shall be 7. So wherever the sum is least is the most appropriate numbering according to the IUPAC rules. Are you understanding my point? Would be the most appropriate numbering according to this particular rule. Are you understanding? Right? So that's how it would be. That's how it would be. Okay? So now you understand. So I would not choose the blue numbering. Rather, I would choose the black numbering. Because according to that numbering, the sum is coming out to be the least. Understood or not? Right? Now, what do we have in here? We have dichloro or trichloro substance. This is one part. Now, Count the number of carbons. The number of carbons that I have here is shall be 8. So it shall be oct, right? But now it would not be oct, it would be octa. Why octa? Understand? Octa because there are two double bonds. So whenever in the main chain there are more than one double bonds, the word root always becomes octa, penta, hexa, buta. Do you understand? Okay. And how many enes do I have? I have two enes. So I would write it down diene. Diene. Because one ene is starting at number 2 and one ene is starting at number 5. So it shall be 2, comma 5. Octa 2, comma 5 diene. Are you understanding? Right? So if I look at the main chain, that's how my main chain would be named. There are 8 carbons, oct. 2 double bonds. So when the number of double bonds are, when the number of double bonds are more than one, it shall be, the word root's name shall be more than one. The word root's name shall become Elka. Do you understand? Like penta, buta, hexa, etc. Yes or no? Right? So that's how it would be. So it would become hecta, octa, 2, comma 5 diene. Now let's come to the chloro part, the bromo part. How many bromo do I have? 2. So I would write it down as dibromo. When similar group is repeated twice or thrice, it would be named as di or tribromo, dibromo, right? And we have chloro. So we have dibromo and we have trichloro, chloro. And why am I writing chloro later on? Because chloro alphabetically comes little later, isn't it? So it shall be chloro and dibromo. And now dibromo, if I have to name dibromo, according to the preferred numbering chain, chloro is coming at number 3. So I will write it down 3 chloro. And dibromo is coming at 2, comma 5. 2, comma 5 dibromo. 2, comma 5 dibromo, 3 chloro, octa, 2, comma 5 diene. Are you understanding? That's how the name shall be. Understood or not? Right? No. Next structure. If I have this, I have this structure now. So how many carbons do you think we have? One, two, three, four, five. Tell me. How many carbons do you think we have? One, two, three, four, five. So word root shall be pent. Word root shall be pent. In between the carbons, what kind of bond do you get to see? You get to see one, two, three, four, five. It shall be pentane. Because all single bonds. Isn't it? All single bonds. So the name shall be pentane. And we have named the main chain. Are you understanding? Right? Now, how many bromo do you get to see here? 2. So, which numbering of the chain should be accepted? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The red numbering or the blue numbering? Okay. Because blue tells me that at the second carbon. So 2, comma 2. Why 2, comma 2? Because both the bromines are connected at carbon number 2. So 2 plus 2 shall be 4. Yes or no? And if I prefer the blue numbering, that is 2 plus 2 equals to 4. And if I prefer the red numbering, it would be 4 plus 4 shall be 8. You understand? So what would that mean? Tell me. What would that mean? It would mean that I would never prefer the number which is greater sum. I would always prefer the numbering with a smaller sum. So for me, the blue numbering holds no importance, the red numbering holds no importance, and the blue numbering is very, very important. Okay, so it shall be what? It shall be 2 comma 2. So even when the dibromo, yes. So what is different with this question is that students, they do not write down 2 comma 2. They say, okay, ma'am, at 2 carbon only, at the second carbon only, 2 bromos are connected. At the second carbon only, 2 bromos are connected. Do you understand? So the point here is that even if at the second carbon 2 bromos are connected, you have to write down 2 times. 2 comma 2 dibromopentane. Understood? So that's how you would name the compound. On the similar lines, you have this structure. Let's suppose. So you have bromo, chloro. Could you name the structure? So how many carbons do you think? The first structure naming has to have what? It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should be 6 carbons. It should be hex. Yeah, try. You tell. Correct. Good job. 3 bromo, 3 chloro, 4 nitro, hexane. Yes or no? So that's the IUPAC team. So today we have not done enough of alkyl groups. I have given you simple structures whereby I have been able to explain you most of the rules of IUPAC. But certain more rules we'll be doing in the next class. So at max one more class I'd be needing for the nomenclature. For the nomenclature of functional groups also, right? So always understand that whenever there is a triple bond in the structure, that gets more preference over the double bond, and double bond gets more preference over the single bond. You understand? So that's the structure. And when I say preference, it would mean the existence of the showing of the properties, that whose properties are being depicted by the compound, the triple bond or the double bond or whatsoever. Right, Ayush? Right? Okay. All right. So that's it for today, Ayush. We're having a 50 minutes of class today. And tomorrow also same time I'll be connecting if that's possible for you.